Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be doing a little collaboration review today, because we got a beer with two breweries that teamed up together to kind of come out with this one, and I'm pretty damn excited because I know I just recently did a pastry stout a couple days ago, but I want to do another one because it's starting to get into stout season, and I always love me some stouts. So, first off, yeah, this is one that I've reviewed beers from both breweries before, but I don't think I've reviewed one where they've teamed together. I know Listermann and Pontoon, I think, have teamed up with a couple stuff, but this is the first one that I've had to be able to try from them teaming up. So today we got some Atlanta Banana Pancake Cabana. The name just makes me laugh. I don't know why, but it's a pastry stout that comes at a 13.1% ABV. And just wait until you hear the description of this guy. So it's a pastry stout with bananas, hazelnuts, hazelnut spread, pancake mix, maple syrup, vanilla, and lactose. Holy mother of Jesus, that sounds amazing. So, of course, you got the label that Listermann has, like their token kind of style, a little bit of like a holographic. But then it's just two dudes just sitting at a diner eating pancakes. Which I think is pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm pretty damn excited for this one. I think the only beer I reviewed from Pontoon was their Tall, Dark, and Smoky, I believe. And then I've done a couple of beers from Listermann before. So Listermann is definitely up there with some of my favorite stouts that I've had. Listermann comes out with a lot of fantastic stouts. I think I've had a couple other things from them. But Pontoon I think I've only reviewed a stout from Pontoon. So seeing both these guys, knowing their ways around how they do stouts, kind of coming together and kind of creating a pastry stout of their own. It's kind of exciting, in my opinion. I don't know. But that's a make you poop beer? Nah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know if it's that point yet. But, of course, before we get... Actually, let's just open this damn thing. I want to see what this guy's like on the pour. I'm expecting some nice banana flavors, some nice, like, pastry sweetness from, like, the pancake mix and all that. Maybe a slight nuttiness to it for the 2 amounts of hazelnuts and the hazelnut spread in there. So, expecting like a really nice creamy kind of pour to it. Definitely going to be syrupy. Going to get like a nice, hopefully going to taste that maple syrup. Hopefully it's not going to be too overpowering. But, let's see. You're definitely getting like a nuttiness on the nose. Definitely there's a really nice sweetness to there. Yeah, a little bit of, I think the hazelnut's coming through pretty well on this one on the nose. But it smells absolutely delicious. And I'm ready to drink this one. I'm ready for it to be in my face hole. So today, be drinking out of my untapped tulip glass, and let's see how this guy pours. Expecting, yep, exactly what I expected. Nice and syrupy. With it being a 13.1% ABV, definitely not sessionable in my opinion. Not really even a head to this guy at all. So this is kind of going to give you an idea of how heavy this guy is. So, not really. Oh yeah, wow. Definitely more of that kind of pancake mixiness is coming out on the nose now. Maybe like a little bit of maple syrup kind of note in there. Yeah, it smells delicious in my opinion. But before we get into drink it, of course, Untapped always has what they consider similar beers. So I like to go through those to maybe, if somebody can't get their hands on anything from either Pontoon or Listermann, they might be able to get their hands on something that may be similar to it. Who knows? But, of course, one of the beers they have on for similar beers is a Pontoon Brewing beers. But, so, let's see. First one, they have the Bourbon County Brand Stout. The brand Kentucky Fog Stout. They're 2020 from Goose Island. I'll always recommend something from the Goose Island, the Bourbon County stuff, because it's always fantastic. Oh, we got the one from Pontoon here. Their bourbon barrel brownie batter blend, loaded French toast, which sounds fantastic. Holy crap, that sounds good. We got one called Pittsburgh Squared from Aslan Beer Co., which is a bourbon barrel-aged stout with double coconut, peanut butter, and a bunch of creamy coconut in there. Okay. So, and then we got the Bucky Reserve number 2 from Transient Artisan Ales, which I'm guessing that's another stout. So yeah, a lot of these are kind of showing that these are bourbon barrel aged, which I don't think this is a bourbon barrel aged stout, with it being a 13.1. It actually might be barrel aged. It's give like a kind of more of a nuttiness to it. But yeah, I don't know if, let's see. Maybe the Pittsburgh Squared might be the one that you want to go to. That's like a peanut butter coconut kind of thing. But that might actually work compared to like there might be a nice good amount of sweetness to it. So maybe I would say the Pittsburgh Square, because I'm not going to recommend the Pontoon one, because if you can't get your hands on Listermann or Pontoon, then if you can get your hands on anything from Pontoon, you probably would be able to get your hands on this. So I'm suggesting stuff that you may not be able to get your hands on. So I would probably do the Pittsburgh Squared from this Aslan Beer Company one. If you can get your hands on that, it might be kind of similar to this. But without further ado, it's time for us to drink this guy. So with that, cheers, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Wow. Yeah. Okay. First off the bat, definitely getting that pancake mix kind of note in there with like that maple syrup. Definitely comes up more than I thought it would. Not really getting much banana in this, to be honest. It might be like intermixing with the pancake and all the kind of feeling in there. Definitely getting a really, really nice nuttiness to it from the hazelnuts, because they used two different kinds of like portions of hazelnuts. They did regular hazelnuts and they did a hazelnut spread, which is an interesting. I would love to see how they added that to the mix of things. That would have been interesting. But yeah, really, really strong. Has a nice kind of warmth for the booziness in it, which is really nice. Definitely has a nice like kind of almost nutty, smoky aftertaste. So this might have been barrel aged, I'm thinking, since there's like a slight smokiness in there. But yeah, it's thick, it's syrupy, it's not too sweet. There's this one note that I'm trying to figure out with this one, and it's interesting. I'm thinking it might be the hazelnut spread. It's definitely adding like a different note to it that I don't know if it's off-putting, but it definitely leaves like a unique flavor in there. This one has like a kind of leaves like more of that drier mouthfeel at the end, surprisingly. But overall, yeah, not bad at all. It's definitely pretty solid. I don't know if I would say I'd put this up there with some of my favorite pastry stouts, like the one that I just did earlier this week, the Untitled Art one, where it was just that fudge brownie goodness. Definitely not getting much chocolate in this one. You're getting like a slight banana. It kind of almost tastes like a candied banana in there. It's not really like a fresh banana, unfortunately. But overall, yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty damn solid. I don't know if it would be my go-to pastry stout, because I don't know, I'm more of a fan of those chocolatey flavors, but kind of getting that pancake mix kind of in there with the hazelnut and the bananas in there. It works pretty damn well. So overall, yeah, it's a pretty damn solid beer. So looking here on Untappd, first off, before I see what the global ratings are, I like to see if anybody in my friends list kind of check this one in. So first you got, of course, the dudes over on the Better on Draft podcast drank this one while they had Zane Lamprey on. I'm believing he's one of the brewers over there. So they did a group of 4 beers, and this one was on there. Of course, you can go over to the YouTube. They have the link down there for if you want to check out the podcast. But of course, then we have my dad here. Check this one in. I believe this was August 28th. He gave this a 4.25 when we purchased this guy off Tavor. So now looking at the global ratings here, and just looking at Untappd, it's like I said, 13.1%. So definitely higher ABV. Definitely getting that booziness to it. That kind of creates that warm feeling down your throat that just stays there. Definitely perfect for like a cooler day like today. And with over 761 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.04 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. So this definitely has like an average rating of above 4, well, obviously above 4. So I'm expecting with it kind of averaging out to a little bit above 4, you might see a decent amount of like 3.75s and 3.5s in here. But let's see, this guy gave it a 3.5. This guy gave it a 4.25, 4.25, and say, let's see. This guy gave it a 3.5, said, tastes like root beer, banana version. Hold on. I was wondering what that weird flavor was. That might be like a molasses. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like a kind of like a molasses kind of flavor in there. That's a very... It kind of seemed off-putting at first, but I'm getting like kind of like a little molasses note in there. That just... It's definitely interesting to be having with all these other flavors that you would have. I would definitely like to see more of the pancake come through, having that like sweet kind of breadiness to there. Of course, the maple syrup would have just enhanced it, and the banana would kind of created like its own kind of version of maybe adding like a sweetness to it. So, yeah, it's overall pretty solid. I'm definitely a fan of this one. I don't know if it's gonna like it's up there for some of my favorite pastry stouts, but it's definitely a pretty solid pastry stout. So, of course, you got another purchase out Tavor. This guy gave it a 3.5. Where's this one? Buster's Playhouse. Okay, so it's a playground bar and brewery in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. So, I wonder what that is. Let's see. Got another guy gave it a 3 out of 5, another 4. 3.75 out of here. Purchase out Tavor. So this guy gave it a 4. In the middle, a pastry stout with flavors not typically found together in beer. Hazelnut, banana, maple syrup. Very sweet and syrupy. Thanks for sharing. So, yeah. I don't want to say it's not definitely not too sweet. In my opinion, definitely the molasses probably help with that sweetness a little bit too. Well, like another guy right here said a 3.5, saying rather sweet. Then we got another 4 out of 5, say drank it yesterday, which was, okay, October 10th. So overall, yeah, ratings are a little bit all over the place a little bit, but no, I didn't use that bottle opener, Lee. That's a special occasion bottle opener. I don't know if it's YouTube friendly. To be honest, I just used this little guy today. A little like, kind of, I don't even know what the hell. It's a woodchuck bottle opener. I don't know. I just grabbed what was closest to me. I didn't use the cock and balls one that you got from, was it Greece? I think. Yeah. So, but let's see. Let's start thinking of what we're gonna do for ratings on this one. So ratings are pretty good. It's either this is definitely one of those beers where you like it or you don't. I'm definitely seeing if it's not rated between like a 3.5 to 3.75, it's either a 4 to 4.25. So it's around that area and all that kind of stuff. So let's start thinking what we're going to do for ratings on this one. So, bottle art. Yeah, I always really like what Listermann does with their bottle art. It's very like, kind of like newspaper, comic book kind of style stuff. Of course, it kind of reminds me of like, I forgot. Ah, crap, what the hell is that show on Adult Swim? I don't remember. Pontoon Brewing, yeah, right. Did I name it Pontoon? I don't think I did. Hopefully I didn't. That would have been funny. But yeah, Listermann really does some nice stuff with their art. Of course, it's very like simplistic. They always do like the holographic stuff. There's a lot of colors in there, which I always appreciate because that's something that'll catch your attention at a liquor store or a bottle shop. Of course, having it in a bottle is always a nice kind of change of pace every once in a while. Since we're all used to drinking beer out of cans and cracking open the tall boys, so drinking a beer out of a bottle is actually a very nice change of pace. So, yeah, for bottle art, I'd give it maybe like a 3.75, almost a 4. I really like it. Definitely stays in that realm of what Listermann's known for with their art. So, pretty solid, pretty damn solid. So let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Listermann or Pontoon, would I get another one? To be honest, I'd be on the fence of getting another one, to be honest, because I would probably enjoy the 5-ounce kind of flight glass that they would give me of it. But I don't know if I like it enough to where it would give me, like a reason to go get another glass, you know? So otherwise, it's still pretty solid. Definitely, I think it's that molasses flavor that's kind of, I don't want to say it's ruining it for me, but it's kind of just weird. It's a weird kind of flavor that's kind of bringing it in for me. I don't know. It could be the hazelnut, could be just all that stuff put together. That dry mouthfeel at the end you get, it's kind of weird for a pastry stout for me. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. Definitely, it's still solid. It's definitely, if you're into any of those flavor profiles, you'll get those flavors in this. If you want to try something different, when it comes to a pastry stout, this is definitely up there with something different. So they've kind of created their own kind of style of a pastry stout here that I can appreciate. Definitely not just anything that is like your average everyday pastry stout. So overall, yeah, it's still definitely a still solid beer. It's definitely a solid one. So I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give this one a very, very solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It's definitely, if you want to try it, get your hands on it, go right ahead. I know they did one in 2020 that one, because each release they kind of changed the ABV of it. So when they did the 2020 release, I think it was like a 12.7, and then this year's was a 13.1. I'm guessing it'll probably be available, I would say, beginning of the year again. Once it's winter and cold out, they'll start putting out this one again for their 2022 release. So who knows? It may be the same ABV. It might be a little higher. It might be a little lower, but who knows? They change up the recipe slightly every time they do it, I think. So who knows? They might change it up a little bit to kind of create a different experience each year they release it. But overall, yeah, it's still pretty solid. So I think that's what I'm going to give it. 7 out of 10. Still pretty good. But overall, like people always say, taste is subjective. You might like it more than I do. So if you want to try to get your hands on this stuff, you see it available to you, yeah, give it a shot. It's definitely not something that I'm going to say if you see it at a liquor store or bottle shop, don't pick it up. It's not like that at all. It's definitely going to be one of those, you're going to get a very unique beer experience with this one. But overall, yeah, not bad for me. Definitely, it may not be up there for my flavor profile of what I like, but it's definitely unique and definitely gives you a very, very out of the normal realm of a pastry stout experience, which I can appreciate. They're not just trying to stick to the token kind of style, so I can really appreciate what they did with that one. But other than that, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody again for tuning in. You guys are awesome. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. It'll let you guys know whenever I go live doing another review. I'm gonna get one done tomorrow before I go to work, because we're getting ready for the release of our Skill Sour over at Fibs. So getting ready. My Halloween costume actually showed up today, so I'm pretty excited for that. I don't know if I'm going to be wearing that tomorrow or over the weekend. I'm assuming probably be wearing it over the weekend. I'll bring it with me tomorrow just in case if people are dressing up in costumes all weekend, starting from Thursday all the way to Sunday. Who knows? But yeah, this one is pretty solid. So, and if you want to try to find more beers from possibly Pontoon or Listermann, they're both breweries that show up on Tavour. It's a great app to use. Unfortunately, it may be a little bit different of availability for you depending on where you're located in the U.S., because some states they don't ship to you. You just got to download the app. You can either download on Android or Apple. When you're creating an account, put in your zip code right away, and they'll let you know if they can ship stuff to you. And they have over 7,000 different beers, including stuff from Pontoon and Listermann. So you might be able to get your hands on some other stuff from them in the future. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see a social media aspect of things, like seeing people check in beers, get badges, talk about beers they're drinking, all that stuff, I can't urge you enough to get yourself on Untapped. You can see people like me, Lee, Wintucky, Ian, Duchess, the Typhons, Sean and Lizzie, the Angry Hippies themselves. A bunch of people are on there, so it's a really, really fun platform. Talk about what's local in your area, kind of seeing what's popular in your area as well, different venues around you that are Untapped verified and all that kind of stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to say it like I always say it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.